Spurs fans, football fans, not very much Spurs news today again, unless you want to go for the fantasy imaginary transfers, and we'll jump from 2,000 to 10,000 subscribers. Following on from the last video about disinformation of the internet, everyone's got other hobbies other than football. One of mine is history, DNA, and family trees and stuff like that. So I pay particular notice to a lot of Spitalfields, Whitechapel, photos of East London, Limehouse, Bethnal Green, Stepney, Wapping, all those sorts of areas, Tottenham, Seven Sisters. So I'm on Facebook this morning, and someone's put a picture that I've seen before, maybe 50 or 60 times on the internet, of a bunch of kids outside a pub, maybe 1935 to about 1945 sort of time, and they're tatting it off as this is my granddad and his sister and friends outside a pub. When you use Google Lens and reverse search the image, it's not his great. He's just pulled it out of the internet, tatted it on Facebook to get engagement, and no one's questioning it. I question everything. I don't know whether it's just my age group. I don't know whether it's anything to do with my personality type, but I'll question everything. I don't believe nothing without facts. When I'm presented with facts that overrule what I was thinking, then I will go with the facts, like we all do. But wow, what a load of disinformation. I just want to make it clear that I'm not unhappy with YouTube per se, but I'm unhappy with the way that some people present their channels. This is primarily why I do videos like the last one, right? I don't know how to portray a personality on camera that is nothing but myself. So what you see is what you get, right? No facade. There's no Tottenham memorabilia. There used to be a bit of Tottenham memorabilia dotted around the house because I'm a Spurs fan and I've got it out in the front room just as natural. You know, if I took you in my toilet, I've got a signed picture of Louis Saha. And, you know, I'm not one of these people to make a little studio up and anything like that, right? But the disinformation that the internet is giving you regarding history, politics, religion, the debate culture, the rage bait culture nowadays, and the absolute lies that people can tell on the internet, they can make themselves into something that they're not. I've no doubt in any community on YouTube, this is what you got, haven't you? You got people who proclaim that they're been Tottenham fans for years, Arsenal fans for years, but they've only been, I wouldn't even call them true fans, they've only been fanatical because they're more fanatical about YouTube, so they portray themselves a facade of, I'm this person now. Some of them might have a bit of cash, so they can get season tickets willy-nilly and stuff like that. Good luck to them, I suppose. Good luck to them. You do you. I'll keep doing me. You know what I mean? But I've not had no salty comments off the last video because I've got a feeling it's one of the truths of the football genre when it comes to this particular period in the season where you've got no transfer window open. They've got fuck all content, so they've got to keep making up stuff. This is with all the football channels. It happens quite frequently with regards to football, you know. How many times have Daniel Levy's shares been bought and sold? How many times have you clicked Daniel Levy's shares been bought and sold? Stupid stories about someone's leaving, this player's had his head turned by this particular club. How many times over the past loads of fucking season after season after season? And then we go on to the rage bait. the rage bait of the football channels, absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know when that started, but it's not often you get a football channel where they're all proper friends. I think there's only one football channel, and I'm not blowing his own trumpet, but there's LJ's channel where him and his friends have been friends for over, oh mate, since they were kids. And since they was like little kids. And they're all Spurs fans. They've all got different opinions on the game. Authentic, very authentic. So authentic, you couldn't even be more authentic, right? Yeah, he's got 300 and odd subs, right? And then you've got a absolutely unauthentic channel that just rage baits. And I'm not understanding how channels like LJ's haven't got as many subscribers as some of these bigger channels. That's my dilemma sometimes on YouTube. Not for myself, you know, not for myself. Not that I'm saying I'm not selfless, but it amazes me that an authentic channel gets fuck all, while a fake channel with loads of rage bait and loads of lies and absolutely proper waffle on it gets so many views. And I'm thinking, are YouTube viewers not seeing this? Is the algorithm not picking it up? What's going wrong with YouTube? I watch a YouTube channel of a geezer travelling, and let's just say I said to my missus the other day, he portrays himself as I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to absolutely slaughter this guy because he's doing YouTube and he's doing hard work, but at the same time touting himself as someone on very, very low income, right? But when something happens, he manages to find quite a few euros to fix his equipment, hotel rooms, shop in the best supermarkets. And being the sort of person that questions stuff, I'm questioning it, thinking, hold on, how much is it? And then I used my brain, I thought, oh, do you know what? On the end of the video, or during the video, or at the start of the video, he says thank you for the donations that he's getting every month off of Patreon or whatever. And he puts fair enough, he's being honest. He's putting how much the person paid. And I'm thinking, wow, you're making like £500 a week, plus your YouTube income every other month that comes in. Or are you a month behind? See, I'm not monetarised, I don't know none of this, but is it, you've got to wait a month for your money? But he's making 500 quid a week, so that's 2 grand a month. And plus he's got his YouTube cash. And I'm thinking, the way you've described your channel is now you're earning that much cash. You can't really describe your channel as a homeless person, you know. You can't really say you're a homeless person no more, because you're choosing to travel the world as someone who's financially benefiting from, I mean, come on, that's 500 quid a week is getting tax-free, because neither is he British, neither is he paying tax anywhere, because he's in transit. It's a sort of disinformation, isn't it? I don't know whether you agree with me, but the way I look at it, I think to myself, wow, some of these people that portray themselves on the internet, social media, TikTok and social in YouTube. I was saying to a friend of mine, I started doing a video series about the life coming from Bethnal Green and being in the life of crime. And it got to a certain point, it got to the modern years where I was going to do the life of crime, and I thought this would be exciting for people. I had to stop Stop doing that little mini-series thing, because the people I would have talked about, they're still alive today. I didn't want to relive it so much. It was great reliving the early years, telling you about addictions, because it was personal. It was about me. I could talk about that. But the rest of it, I'm thinking, phew. And then I watch YouTube and I watch these plastic gangsters. I'll give you a bit of an insight into the way I think about this, the plastic gangsters, right? Is that you've got a bloke who categorically says at the start of the interview, I've been in prison for 31 years, since the age of 17. And he's on YouTube doing interviews about he's the king of East London, or he's the king of South London. He knows this person, he knows that person, the things he used to do. And no, you didn't used to do them, bruv. You spent 31 years in prison for crimes you committed at the age of 17. So that makes you about 48 to 50 years old now. You ain't done half the shit that you say on these things. You ain't met half the people. How many times have you seen a video on YouTube, right, that, oh, I was in prison with the craze, and then all of a sudden you've got stories about them and the craze, and they're only 15 years older than me, sitting there in a suit, wide boy, Turkish teeth, and they've been in prison for so many years. They've not even frequented the same prisons as the craze. The craze went to prison, in fact, in 1969. So if you was in a sort of cray era, you'd be the proper old school, like my father-in-law, you know, who's now suffering really badly with dementia, in his 70s. You wouldn't be this 52-year-old bloke with Turkish teeth walking about. You know, there's another bloke who tats himself off as my dad was a fucking proper gangster. Yeah, but it don't make you a gangster. And he talks about the craze. Yeah, I met the craze when I was a baby, blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't. No, you're younger than me, bruv. They was in prison. Yeah, but my dad took me to see the craze in prison. No, he didn't. Because you wouldn't have been allowed in. Not as a toddler of a stranger. Don't care how fucking, what you call it, you are. These people absolutely lie. Absolutely lie. And then what? I used to watch some of these gangster programs, and it got me infuriated. Because they just talk waffle. Absolute waffle. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't talk about a certain era, because at the same time I'm thinking to myself, am I going to get myself in trouble here? Am I going to say something out of order? And then it boiled down to, you never talk about certain things. That's just the law. It's one of those laws, unwritten laws of a certain genre. We'll call it genre. Certain persons who frequent my London town. You just never talk about certain things. So it was a good idea at the time to do them series, but in the long run, I couldn't finish it off. It was like an ADHD idea I must have had at the time. I thought, oh, this is a good idea. I've watched a few. Maybe I can make a few bucks off of YouTube. Maybe I can go a little bit viral. But in the end, we look at the reality of the situation. It ain't me. You know what I mean? The life was me, but talking about it on camera like that, like these people do, acting flash with a big one, sitting there in a fucking £10 Thailand fucking fake Armani suit with Turkish teeth, acting the big one because they're on steroids. Just fuck off. Fuck off. Mind you, I walked down Bethnal Green yesterday. Put my head in all the pubs. Put my head in the Arsenal pub. Got a couple of geezers look at me. Oh, I forgot I was wearing my Tottenham top, didn't I? So I walks up a bit. Walks up to the next pub. It's quite a walk to the next fucking, from Cornwallis down to fucking What's the one next to the police station? Oh, fuck me, I forgot the name. Opposite the Sun. Put my head in there. Nobody did, no fucker. Then walked up to the salmon. Looked through the window. Couldn't see no one. Walked round the corner of salmon. See a friend of a friend. I thought, oh, do you know what? I don't even need half a pint. Let's just walk home. Cambridge Heath Road, Old Bethnal Green Road, done a square. Then went back to my mum's. And being in Bethnal Green yesterday was heartbreaking. Absolutely fucking heartbreaking. A community that I lived in, totally gone now. It's been eradicated. It's been absolute, and the stuff that I faced yesterday, I don't even want to say the words on camera, but just absolutely heartbreaking. And I was going to do a video. I was going to do a little video while I was fucking walking about. My missus said do a little video. I was going to do a video for her mum, because she comes from Bethnal Green. Even though she moved south of the water, we won't hold it against her. And do you know what? I was afraid to get my video out because of the politics of what's been going on. I thought people were going to tar me with the same brush as these people, and I'm not. I'm a proper local, proper native, indigenous to Whitechapel. Yeah, it's just strange. What a strange feeling. It's just a strange feeling when you go back. I don't know whether anyone can appreciate the fact. I go to Tottenham, the community, the culture's not really changed. Seven Sisters, the culture's not changed. It's evolved a little bit, i.e. the street slang and the people and that, but it's not really, they've not really eradicated the communities and turned it into something different. But my community, my culture they have, the one that I grew up in, absolutely gone. You know, from Spitalfields to Shadwell, Stepney, to Limehouse, to Wapping, the older Tower Hamlets, absolutely been there wasn't. I'm looking at these people thinking that they're Cockney. Oh, look, there's a Cockney over there. And I don't stereotype and think what you're thinking, oh, he's white or she's white. I'm just saying they're a Jewish-looking boy, an Indian-looking boy. And the Indian-looking boy is like, I heard him when he walked past, he's got an American accent. You know, the gentrification, the tourist bit of Brick Lane. And, yeah, the Cockney community was primarily white. I'm not denying that. But it was mixed. Turkish. You know, I didn't even see no Jamaican friends. You know, I always look out for a family that lived in my street, one of the brothers. Nothing, mate. These are the people I grew up with. These are the people who had your back. All gone. All absolutely gone. I was shocked. I had culture shock when I moved from London to southeast England, a little countrified town that was affluent. Culture shock. Now I've gone back, and mind you, I've spent time going back and see mum and dad. But yesterday, I said to my sister as we were walking down the road, this is just heartbreaking now. Absolute heartbreaking. I don't know whether it's getting to a certain age or certain things. Yesterday, it was just more of just heartbreaking. A lot of disinformation about Tower Hamlets in the press. But that Cockney culture, that was something special. No, it ain't there no more. Yeah, so this ain't a football video today. Anyone who's got to this far, it's not a football video, is it? It's just fucking talking. Said to my sister, do you know what? I can't wait to go on holiday. Just chill out. Just my road trips coming up. And everything else on top of it. But that's like, I liken that to the demographics of Tottenham, White Hart Lane, that they just eradicated. In one fell swoop, they gentrified a football club, a working class football club. They've done that with a few football clubs now, haven't they? No more locals go to that football game, you know. They all sit and watch it on a dodgy fire stick somewhere. People that used to go White Hart Lane have all moved. Now you got the new demographics of the fans. I'm not having a pop at them. I'm just saying, just the new demographics of the fans. And the people who have got the money. It was crazy yesterday, in Bethnal Green, mate. I had so many homeless people come up to me asking me for money. With posh accent, posh middle-class accents. It's really strange. A lot of homeless used to congregate in Bethnal Green, Whitechapel, Spitalfields. Because majority of them was local to the area and just fell on bad times. Then you had the odd person who come down from up north seeking their fame and fortune up the West End, and then gradually have just been moved out the West End to sunnier climes of Stepney and Wapping and Shadwells and, you know, Whitechapel, because that's where the big Sally Ann place was. And there's just nothing like that. I couldn't get over it. Middle class, homeless people. You couldn't spare a few coins, could you? It's like, fucking hell, brother. Even in your homeless state, you've got more expensive trainers on than me, brother. Absolutely. We won't even go and talk about the narcotics that I've seen in my hometown. And bearing in mind, I come from that world many years ago. But it was a different law back then. Different way of dealing stuff, a different way of everything. But to see it now, just rife. It's like, wow. How do kids grow up like that? You know, you try and hide things. You try. The old-fashioned Cockney society was not like that. Weren't like that. You know, he was a bit secretive. You know, shop didn't open till a certain time at night. Shop didn't close till a certain time in the morning. You know, you didn't do things in certain places. You try and certain areas were kept clean of everything. Nah, it's just everyone for themselves, isn't it? Selfishness. I think that's translated into life. It's translated into the bigger dimension of social media and everything. There once was a young girl on TikTok, and now she's not such a young girl on TikTok. They've got big fat lips, plastic fucking hips, and chests, and now they're tatting themselves off as, yeah, I've been through life, I used to do this, I'm addicted to that, and it's all a facade. It's a lot of disinformation just to get clicks and views. People with fake charities, people with it. It's just like the social media, digital media. Nearly all the platforms have turned into a digital version of the National Enquirer / Sunday Sport, aren't they? It's full of absolute fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's life in general now. It's just turned into that, isn't it? You know? Drive around, take my daughter to school, and there's kids on the street corner patting their lips, all painted up with a camera. I see a geezer do it the other day. 15-year-old geezer. Fucking, he looked at me as I looked at him coming off the roundabout, going about 5 miles an hour off the roundabout, and a boy patting his lips. Just nothing's genuine no more, is it? You know, face filter, digital media. This Keir Starmer's bringing in a new law, so kids that can't go on the the social media at 16, until they're 16. Bad thing or a good thing? It ain't going to help, is it? Nothing's going to fucking help. Oh, mate. That's what I'm saying. There's no football news to talk about. All this Van Heck business with Spurs and all the other players for all the other clubs. Man City are after this one. Oh, mate. And then the World Cup. Did you hear the latest on the World Cup? Jesus Christ, mate. Absolutely ridiculous what they're doing. I was listening to someone talking yesterday. I think it was 5 nights in an hotel for one person. $3,000. Right. If you'd have booked that last year, I think it worked out to $529 for 5 days in the same hotel. Transport to the stadium, $7 last year, $97 for the World Cup month. And America and all the states surrounding it have got the front to call FIFA corrupt. You know, it's all corrupt. The world's been corrupted, bruv. 2026. The end of I don't know how they call it, civilization, because it's not very civil anymore, isn't it? It's not even decline. It's the devolution of humanity. That's what it fucking is, isn't it? Absolute fucking. Where a pizza cost you $7 for a whole big pizza. Certain parts of New Jersey are going to be putting their prices up. $28. Sandwich bars, Philadelphia cheesesteak, bruv. You know what I mean? These are things that I see on TV. I'll never get to go to America and have a Philadelphia cheesesteak in Philadelphia. Or in New Jersey, wherever they fucking play in the World Cup. And it's like $4. No, there'd be $28. And you say the world's not corrupt. Absolutely ridiculous. You know? Absolutely ridiculous. How can you charge that to people and have the front to do that to your fellow human beings? Fuck, man. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. The nicest person I met yesterday in Bethnal Green wasn't a Cockney. It was a guy selling, I think he was selling mobile phone stuff, SIM cards in used to be my local shop called Edmund Farm. And so polite. Please and thank you, because he moved out of the way and I started talking to him. Only a brief conversation. So polite. Everyone else, selfish. Absolute selfish. Mate, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, it was heartbreaking. Oh, I think that'll be the end of the video today. It's just a general chat video about disinformation, lies, the world's gone corrupt. I'm having a chilled out morning. This morning I've got to go and blow my nose. This chest infection and nasal sinus infection is just it takes turn. 1 minute you're alright, next minute you fucking don't feel too bad, but I can feel my head just filling up with shit, my chest filling up with shit, and everything in the world's filled up with shit. Oh well, we march on. We march on and we'll get there. Have a good one. God bless. And peace out. Love yous all.